Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of my gameplay preview for Europa Universalis IV. And we recovered from our autosave, and everything looks peachy keen. I'm just sort of redeploying a few things, readjusting a few things. Oh, we're not at war anymore. Let us definitely go and start the final make core process. Cost did definitely go down a little, thank goodness. And over here, I want my... yeah, these extra little light ships here. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send more stuff north. How are we doing here? Most of it's retained. All right, we're going to take our guy out of Antwerp. And we are going to shuffle goods back towards London. There we go. And London, we still have full power. Good. I will take my second commerce fleet here. And you will also be protecting trade in Bordeaux. So we'll have two independent fleets going on. I don't think it really matters. There we go. We're shuffling quite a bit more gold forward. And actually, that does work out a lot better in Antwerp. Because I think in Antwerp, we were making slightly under 2 gold from collecting goods over there once all the penalties were in. Well, now we're shuffling 2 gold 30 to London, where we are retaining 100% of the power for us exclusively. So that's actually working to... it should be working out to be more money overall. Although, I forgot there's modifiers and things. No, I think, yeah, incoming, good. We get it all, plus, and then some, because we've got huge trade efficiency here. So I think it actually works out better. Provence wants an alliance. Who else are you allied with? Sardinia and Liège. Liège is allied with Massmains and Flanders. What else you got? Who is Sardinia? And Venice. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to pass on that, just because I know Austria and Venice go to war a lot. Venice? Wow. Wow. All right. Why do you have a hostile attitude towards me? Because we just went to war? Competitor, attitude. Hopefully that'll break. They have a Regency Council right now. That's interesting. You know, if we got a royal marriage with France, it's entirely possible we might even get an inheritance. One of our vessels have been lost. Oh! Imperial reforms. Okay, so the way it works with the Holy Roman Empire is there are things that can happen that can increase imperial authority. And then the emperor can spend this imperial authority to call some reforms. In this case, they've called the Reichsreform, which is the following effects. The emperor, so reforming the empire to a more centralized model. The emperor gets 2% cheaper build cost, 2 extra prestige per year, which is definitely strong, 2% cheaper tech cost, and members also get the building and technology discount, which is pretty good. And they also, everyone or the emperor gets a CB on non-members which hold imperial territory, which actually I thought they already had built in. I have to investigate that when we get to the Tour du Monde kind of videos. So early on, most of the members tend to be pretty happy with this because it benefits them quite a bit. But then as you get further and further down the list, why don't you actually show me the benefits? Oh, over here. There we go. Then it starts to become better for the emperor and perhaps not as good for the others. Like, you can see the side effects. There we go. So here, the emperor gets more diplomats and more diplomatic reputation, and members actually start to lose diplomatic reputation. Here, members get less prestige. Here, members get less tax rate. Here, members do get cheaper stability costs, which is good, but then they lose yearly army tradition, and they can't have internal HRE wars, right? This is like going to medium crown authority in Crusader Kings 2, for example. We'll talk about these a little bit more or a lot more when we actually get to the HRE video. But you can see, like, you're going to do this more and more. But at the same time, it can sort of piss off some of the member states who might, elect someone else. On the other hand, hopefully if you can maintain more and more prestige and just a better position overall, you can solidify your position. I haven't played much with the HRE in the past, and I should probably do that more. Because I think it would be a really fun and interesting gameplay. It would certainly feel considerably different from playing most other nation types. Colonial enthusiasm, which won't help us now, but it will help us later. Oh, wait, no, split off the transports, that's fine. So, what is our current mission? Reduce overextension. Yes, that is totally valid. What is my force limit for Navy? So I can get another 12, 17 ships, which would actually bring me to exactly 30. That'd be very interesting. We are still quite a ways away from completing all of our coring, so we're not going to complete our mission for a while. And I don't have that much money, so I guess I'm going to wait before I actually start to produce more ships. But our economy should continue to improve itself as our overextension goes down, which is good. Oh, I tweaked the sliders, that's right. Pomerania, Papal State. Our rebellion risks have definitely gone down quite a bit. They haven't completely expired, but they're better. Although we still have no manpower. I definitely want to try to avoid wars, although at this point they're just coming to me. I mean, they're not being declared on me. Maybe I should start like getting rid of these alliances or not renewing them. We found out about Arguin, which is Portuguese. Rio de Oro. So these places are currently exporting slaves. Isn't that lovely? Oh, province history. Well, that's interesting. Byzantium declared war on Venice. Really? Go Byzantium? You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 provinces to your name. But you took this. I think this was Venetian Cyprus, wasn't it? Am I dreaming? Oh, and Rhodes. And Corfu. You go. And actually, apparently, this may be somewhat related to one of the things that has changed in some of the AI patches that have been developed in the beta since this preview copy. I think the AI is going to be a little bit stronger about actually filling in some of these gaps. Oh, we can unlock the arquebus, which gives us more combat width, which is very nice. Better infantry fire, okay. And that's that. This is certainly very helpful, though. So the combat width, it's one of those where I couldn't quote you the exact mechanics, but it basically means you can have more troops kind of effectively firing at once. So when you get these larger stacks, you sort of just get more combat efficiency. I think that's a decent way to describe it. No, Provence, I do not want an alliance offer. And yeah, oh, you know what we need to do? Portugal declares war on Fez. I think, yeah, we're going to have to go for that. Trading post down here, actually, is going to have tremendous value. So again, we can shunt more stuff north. 2.4 gold. All right, this is going to be fine. I don't think any of these people pose a threat to me. I can do a total Cold War. Although I say that, I did play around in one game where I will not lie, I had the Ottomans invade Ireland. That was the most enthusiastic invasion I've ever seen in Europa. They dropped something like 5 regiments on Meath. Like, just mind-blowing. Hey, a new king! The king is dead. Long live the king. This one is an improvement. Just as much diplomacy, but he went from a 2 to a 4 in both administration and military, so that is certainly going to be very good. Yes, we mourn Charles I. We definitely don't mourn Henry VI all too much. And we have yet another heir in line, Thomas, who's nowhere close to as good as Charles, although I'm not going to complain all that much, to be honest. Still have inflation, eh? Yeah, we definitely need to keep this guy around. I'm not too worried about increasing my maintenance. Marketplace. Why is this all stripy? Oh, we're working on making it a core, so it means I can't do that. And I can't build a dock either. So I will go ahead and build more armories over on the mainland, where it's nice and safe. It's almost done coring, and then we can get those set up. And I'll even build the dock over here, just to squeeze out a little bit more trade power. Royal marriage offer from Denmark. Yes, I would actually like that considerably. Considerably. And we still have an alliance going on? Yeah, okay, which is good. I mean, we might still get in a position where we're going to have some conflicting alliances and things, but... Wow. Alrighty. Be that way. Manpower is recovering. All our armies are fully reinforced now, and we've got a spare pool kicking around. Armagnac is now core. Lovely. Every video I get someone commenting that, like, you don't roll your R's in French. What are you doing? So, I want to say Armagnac and what else was it? Normandy. Although I mostly say Normandy. I find if I feel that a word sounds acceptable in English, I will say it in English. So Normandy. Oh, good. Very good. But some of them I find sound terrible in English, like Armagnac. It just hurts my ears. So I definitely will say that in the French way. But yeah, people say, you don't roll your R's in French. And it's like, have you been to Canada? French Canadians, that's like, that is the way. And apparently it's an older thing. Most of the French Canadian accent is actually representative of much older French. Like where... And obviously, and it's just like the same thing in England and lots of places, right? You get all sorts of regional accents and sub-dialects and things. And that was certainly the case in France. The revolution, I believe, really went a long way towards standardizing a lot of the French language. And in fact, there were other languages, I think, in France at the time. But, you know, French was made more standard. And it was specifically the Parisian accent that I think started to dominate more and more and more. Not unlike the sort of royal-ish kind of accent that I think has really spread quite a bit in the last maybe 50 years in England. I think something about the schools. I can't remember the term of it. Someone in the comments is going to have it. Sometimes about the style of education or the schools. There's a particular name. Something pronunciation. God damn it, I can't remember. I'm really sorry. But I think there's something like that that's really starting to standardize a lot of the language here. And of course, even more modern times, you get more and more of that from television. You know, same thing in the United States. A lot of the states are losing their, you know, specific and interesting dialects. But all to say that French Canadian is that sort of like, it's like an archaeological dig through old French. And that includes rolled R's that were prevalent in more rural French. So, Armagnac. As opposed to, I can't remember the name of the R. Is it more papal influence or more prestige? You know, let's keep the prestige up. The French R's is more of a, like, back of the throat kind of thing. I mean, I'm still rolling it more than it should be. Like Auvergne, something like that. No, we don't want ideas. Oh, but we would like to build very much in Armagnac. There we go. And even then, I'm not speaking for all French Canadians. I'm from Northern Ontario, which has a huge French population. Most of the time when you say, you know, you speak French, and oh yeah, I'm in a war. I speak French and I'm from Canada, people are like, oh, you're from Quebec. No, I'm not from Quebec. There's a lot of French people who are not from Quebec in Canada. Yes, the majority, but there's still plenty of us, especially Northern Ontario, which has its own little accent. I try to explain it to French people. It's like, I sound to French people like a hillbilly sounds to an English speaker. That's pretty much, yeah, it's kind of bad. I don't like my French accent, but there it is, the explanation for why I say the things that I do. Slightly different than a French person would. And again, not all French people. When I visited Provence when I was quite young, I did an exchange program. And after staying with a family there for a few weeks, we were going to meet back up with like all the people who came over from Canada. And we're going to go spend a few days in Paris. And they kept telling me, oh, you won't be able to understand any of the people from Paris. Their accent is utterly unintelligible. So I don't know if that's still the case, if people still have that opinion in Paris or in France. It's always funny to hear that about different countries when, you know, they consider themselves having a hard time understanding each other. I know a lot of people told me that I might have a problem in Scotland. Now, I didn't go into the Highlands in Scotland. I didn't, well, I guess it was mostly Lothian and Ayrshire, but we did Edinburgh, Glasgow, and Ayr proper. And I had a perfectly fine time. We learned about Kyoto. Look at that. Wow. I had a perfectly fine time understanding everyone except for Glaswegians. People from Glasgow, I really could not understand the accent. It was quite funny to me that I had that specific of a difficulty. We got a CB against Austria. They're insulting us? Seriously? Why? Why are you intentionally lowering your opinion of us? Or our opinion of you? That is just... Whatever, we're going to keep improving over here. You don't have any CBs on us or anything. I don't know. I mean, the computer does roleplay. The AI, to a certain extent, does roleplay in this game, so they'll do things just because, you know, it seems appropriate. 20% colonial range. I don't think that would actually make the difference we need. So I will take this better relations over time. So that we can suck up to people a little bit more effectively and a little quicker, because it's relevant to what we're doing now. We really will need to reach tech level 7. I'm actually considering playing Civil War in Japan. Wow. I'm actually considering maybe playing a little offline just so I can speed things up a little bit, because I do play a lot slower. Wow. So it looks like it goes up exponentially based on how many points other people invested in a cardinal. That's... Oh, this actually shows me the investment. Oh, that's kind of handy. Okay. Yeah, it used to work completely differently. You didn't see this, and it was like a secret ballot sort of system, I think, in my previous build, which was kind of interesting. You'd invest 1 point at a time, but you kind of had to guess what to do. Yeah, I'm not declaring war on Austria. I'm going to turn the other cheek. Oh, speaking of, how's the religious stuff going on? Still pretty darn stable. It's Orthodoxy, and I don't think we have any Protestants. I don't know what year they start to show up. I don't think so. We're allied with Austria, which would be nice to do again. But no, I'm going to decline these for now. We have to be a little bit more non-interventionist for now. Especially in other people's war. We've, like, spent way too many men dying in wars for other countries. They can die in our own goddamn wars. Alright. Let's go to speed 5, maybe. Speed 5, you spend almost as much time auto-saving as not. But that's alright. Also, the game would run a little bit faster if I wasn't recording. It seems to be, especially on speed 5, it's entirely bound on your CPU. And my CPU, it gets hammered pretty hard. Well, we're quite far away from getting another military tech, so I guess we'll take the morale of the army benefit, because it is quite powerful. Royal marriage with Denmark ended. Let's regenerate that, though. This I like. We have no diplomats. Oh yeah, we'll take the one that's already there. Bring him home. Royal marriage again. Yay. And then go back to improving relations as soon as he's available again. So we're losing our cores. That's okay. I don't remember. Yeah, we're still losing some prestige from uncontested cores. So I'm not going to cry about them fading away. We're not playing that kind of game anymore. Improve relations. We've actually got a fair bit more land than we normally would. I'm not sure exactly how much this is contributing. What's the actual tax base in some of these provinces? That's something I haven't checked. 6, 3 is quite poor. 6 is good. 6, 6. Out of curiosity, what is in Antwerp? 8. No, they do have a higher tax base. And Zealand? 8, and all the trade power. Lately our focus has been primarily army-oriented. Perhaps we shouldn't overlook the possibility of a strong navy. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Woof. Now this is mostly going to impact our ability to get leaders, although I think they also passively give us another benefit, don't they? Yeah. Wow, manpower recovery speed, which actually I want a lot of that. You know what? This is fine. I don't want to lose 20 naval stuff. And we will build a few more heavy ships because we're going to want to keep control of the seas. Wow, that is really expensive. There, we'll queue up a couple. That's why if you ever lose your navy, it is gut-wrenching because it takes so long to rebuild that. Croatia declares war on Hungary. We've learned about Kurdistan. We can build some improvements. We can probably get a dock going on down here. Oh, and a marketplace first, yes. Do that. I hadn't realized we hadn't built it yet in Armagnac. Alliance offer from Brunswick. No. We have not gotten a revolt in a long time. Lothian is the only place left. Wow. And I think it's because we don't have a core there yet. Is that the last core that we're working on? Yeah, it is. Wow. It'll be really... First of all, that tax base is going to be wonderful there. Was that an 8? Yeah, an 8 is pretty darn good. And then if we stop getting revolutions altogether... Okay, so we lost a ton of cores. I guess it's been 50 years since we started the game. No. It's been 52 years, hasn't it? Wow. We had a lot of freaking cores. We lost all those CBs. Oof. Well, that's bound to happen. We're far away from this. Well, we're not that far. We can wait for that to go away and then get another cheap diplomacy or stability boost. The stability will also help our economy quite a bit, but it'll be nice if we can save a few points for administrative power. That'll be helpful because I still would like to unlock some of that. Again, if we can get our temple thing going on, that'll be really very nice. Build a dock. There we are. In a town not that far from where I live, there's like the marine industry is a big thing around here. We've got a lot of lakes, a lot of campgrounds, a lot of people have boats, a lot of people live on the water, on the lake. It's quite nice. Big sort of cottage culture. France and Burgundy. Well, good for them. Anyway, and there's this place that sells these pre-made docks that you can install, you know, down by the water. It's very handy, right? You just sort of deploy them and, I don't know, drop a couple of posts for stability, something like that, and you're just good to go. Not a lot of work. So this business that sells these ready-made docks, it's called Dock in a Box. I'm not lying. This is in Barrie, Ontario. For all I know, it's a chain. I have no idea. But Dock in a Box. I'm sure they know exactly Colonial Rush, but at no point is this increasing our colony range, unfortunately. So we're out of luck there. Just double check the colonial map mode. Yeah. Because there's this green fringe. And it feels... And I guess we could technically reach here, except that this is all wasteland. We need to be able to reach the other side, although... Yeah, still uncolonized. Good. Shamanist. We're directing almost 3 gold over here. Still got a monopoly. Yep, good. And I think we have, yeah, we have the most actual trade power here, which is quite nice. France is in the 2nd position. France is trying to withdraw money, but we're actually forwarding more money because of our trade efficiency than they are getting out of the node themselves, which makes me very happy. We lost one of our men. I think Dingle Bay is a funny word. I know, I'm like 2 years old. Oh, free prestige is going to be quite nice, actually, because we're decaying it. I don't think I want the level 2 guy. What's my income? 925. The level 2 guy would cost a fair bit of that. And yeah, it's like, you know, you're paying like, I don't know, 4 times as much for only the 1 extra point. I mean, twice as many points from the advisors, but overall not that much. Yeah, we'll go with Hugh Benbow over here. Slightly cheaper. And I will probably construct another vessel. Bring it over to London. Focus on mercantilism is making life hard for merchants who trade in foreign ports. Give them support, lose 10 diplomatic power. Or they should have stayed home. Edmund Rodney of England. I would lose a merchant? Oh, leaving merchant. I think he would just leave this trade node, and I think I could redeploy him after 30 days. But I'm not 100% sure, and that would be scary. So you know what? We'll just lose the 10 diplomatic power, or spend it to keep people happy. There we are. That's how we'll think about it. I'm gonna move my transport fleet. That way I can merge this stuff. We can invest in new technology. There we go. So we can unlock ambassadors, which allows us to build an embassy, which would give us +1 diplomat and more expensive hostile core creation. So if someone is trying to build a core in a province where we have a core, it would cost them 10% more. And it also unlocks the ability to build coalitions, which a lot of people have been sort of creating, or no, some people have been joining. So someone forms the coalition, then other people can join it. Now, I believe that the papal controller can always build coalitions. I might be wrong. I thought that's what it was. Or people with that tech. So it'll be interesting, you know, did people have that tech? I don't know. Let's take a look at France. They're at military tech level 8? No. Military technology is 8. Diplomacy. They are at tech level 8. Holy crap. 7 admin, 6 diplomacy. So yeah, it's not a surprise really that we're behind technologically, because we did have the crap king for a while and we did expend a lot of resources on other things. I don't like being behind technologically, because actually tech level 7, Venice has collapsed, is actually quite important, because I'm wrong. Well, it does unlock artillery, but I don't think the artillery is super powered at this point. I can't remember what tech level it was that gave... well, 4 was land morale, which is pretty important. What else do you get it? 15? Might have been tech level 8. You get the tactics, you get the combat width. I don't know. Every now and again, there's a really critical breakpoint. They may have moved some of those around. Lothian, excellent. We reduced overextension. We got a level 3 diplomat. More importantly, we got a new mission. We still have our core on Gascon, but I don't know. With who? Oh. Look at you. But I'm going to go for the Grand Fleet. Even though, like, that's the thing. These missions, you don't have to follow the missions. First of all, they don't actually give you that much of a reward. Although this one would be quite notable here, that because, I mean, you would be actually taking a province from another country, and that's worth quite a bit. But we know they have bigger military strength, and they might still have bigger manpower. I don't know. So I'm going to take the Grand Fleet one, even though it's quite far away, just because it's going to be a good reminder of what I should be doing, which is putting down an extra Carrack from time to time. We've already got it queued up there, so I guess we'll build it in Kent. I wonder, are we going to, like, build... Are we going to unlock a building like an armory at some point for the ships? I don't know. At some point we do, but I don't know when. When do we get a better ship? Level 9. Oh, new technology. Oh, excellent. Okay. Constables and temples. Yes. Stability would also be nice. Actually, I'm going to go for the stability first because I need more money. So now that our overextension is gone, I'm going to, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and double up on this. +3. So we're going to get quite a bit more tax money. Like, a lot more. You get so much more money from having the high stability. And probably to the point where I should have done it before, especially going to level 2. And that's usually what I do, is I prioritize getting to level 2, and then I hope I get an event to go to 3. But I really should just be at 3 all the time. That would have gotten rid of all my money woes like 100 bajillion years ago. But I was going to say, I guess I can build a few things now, because as soon as I get the ability to, A, have the high stability, so high income, and then unlock the new tech level, I'm going to start building those temples all over. Okay, improved relations there. We'll see if we can get our marriage going on again. Oh, we don't have enough money. Oh, gosh. Double tapped escape. We did just get an autosave, though, so it's not the end of the world. And that will be the end of this segment. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye. Why did it stop? Stop, I said.